Be honest. You lie down, close your eyes, and suddenly you're somewhere else, winning the argument you lost 3 days ago, saying the perfect thing to the person you like, living a whole life that doesn't exist yet. And the wild part, you do it every single night, and you never really stop to ask why. So let's talk about it. Because what your brain is doing in those quiet minutes before sleep is stranger and way more meaningful than you think. First, here's the thing nobody tells you. This is completely normal. If you've ever felt a little weird about the fact that you basically direct movies in your head every night, relax. You're not broken. You're not delusional. You're actually doing something your brain is designed to do. The question is why? And that's where it gets interesting because your brain doesn't waste energy. It never has. So if it's spending real mental fuel building these little bedtime fantasies, there's a reason. Usually, there are three. Reason number one, your brain is rehearsing. Think about it. A huge chunk of these scenarios are you handling something, confrontation, a crush, a big moment, a worst case emergency. That's not random. That's your brain running simulations. It's practicing for situations it thinks might actually happen so that if they do, you're ready. This is ancient wiring. Long before us, the mind that could imagine what if the predator comes from over there survived longer than the one that couldn't. So your brain learned to play out threats and challenges in advance in a safe little sandbox where nothing can actually hurt you. Every time you rehearse the argument you're dreading, your brain thinks it's keeping you alive. But here's where it gets deeper because not all of these fantasies are about danger. A lot of them are about something you're missing. Reason number two, your brain is filling the gap. Notice what your fake scenarios are actually about. Are you imagining being admired? Then maybe you feel unseen. Imagining being comforted? Maybe you feel alone. Imagining success, wealth, revenge, love? Each one is a quiet little clue, a message about a need that isn't being met in your real waking life. That's the uncomfortable part. Your bedtime fantasies are basically your subconscious handing you a list of what you're hungry for, and most people never read the list. They just enjoy the fantasy and fall asleep. So here's a question worth sitting with. If you actually looked at what you imagine every night, what would it tell you about what you're missing? Hold on to that because it matters for the ending. Reason number three, and this is the big one, your brain is soothing you. The moments before sleep are vulnerable, the distractions are gone, the lights are off, and suddenly all the stress, the worry, the replaying of the day comes flooding in. So your brain does something clever. It changes the channel. It gives you a story where you're in control, where you win, where you're safe, loved, powerful, or calm. It's a self-generated comfort blanket, a way to lower your anxiety enough to actually fall asleep. For a lot of people, these fantasies aren't a quirk, they're a coping mechanism, a way to survive the silence. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. Your mind built its own bedtime story to keep you okay. But, and you knew there'd be a but, there's a line, and you should know where it is. For most people, this is healthy. It's soothing, it's creative, it helps you sleep. But for some, it tips into something called maladaptive daydreaming, where the fantasy world becomes more appealing than the real one, where you'd rather live in your head than actually live. If you find yourself avoiding real life, real people, and real chances because the version in your mind feels safer, that's the signal. That's when the comfort blanket becomes a cage. So how do you keep this on the healthy side? Here's the shift. Don't stop the fantasies. Read them. The next time you catch yourself imagining a scenario before sleep, pause for 1 second and ask, what is this really about? If you're imagining being praised, maybe tomorrow you reach out to someone who makes you feel valued. If you're imagining a different life, maybe there's one small step toward it you've been avoiding. Your fantasies aren't the enemy. They're a map. They're showing you exactly where your real life wants to grow. Because here's the truth. Those fake scenarios aren't a sign that something's wrong with you. They're proof that some part of you already knows what you want, what you fear, and what you're missing. Your job isn't to silence that voice. It's to listen to it and then slowly start building some of those scenarios for real. So tonight, when your brain starts its little movie, let it play, but afterward, ask what it was trying to tell you, because the mind that imagines a better life is the exact same mind that can go out and create one. If this made you feel a little more seen tonight, you already know what to do. One click keeps more of this coming. See you in the next one.